from overpass and just carry it across. Get off to a good start here on Inferno. Kind of push down Galaxy Racer like they did in that first half. Over on overpass. Roll from there. Not a lot of money in the bank here for the Eternal Fire side. For Grux. Deagle in hand, jiggling on these angles. Round number 2. Could be a big one here for Galaxy Racer if they can pull it off. Rotation already in towards the B site. Dezen, smoke in hand, teammate boosted. Chawsey ready for them to come his way, but he's only got a CZ in as his teammate instantly drops. Emor spins around, pops a bullet in his skull. That is unbelievably fast. And just like that, the round's over. Xantares pressuring them down. That's his second kill with the MAC-10. And he's hungry for more. Unbelievable stuff. Crux hoping to be able to catch him out. Spots him cross though. Sees there's a MAC-10 in Woxic's hands and says, nope. I don't want anything to do with you. He's not realising he's getting pressure from the right hand side as well though. Easter makes his presence known. Tries to kind of bait to allow Woxic to slip in and get the kill with the MAC-10. But that's not going to happen. Spins around and finds him. Twist now left in the 1-on-4. Be able to catch out one hit. Oh, he just about does. Unfortunately, can't go and retrieve the AK, but... Well, it's not even an AK, Galil. But he still does damage, further damage, and at this early stage in the game, that damage is definitely impactful. Into round number 3, Eternal Fire. And a massive firepower advantage. 3 nades popping over. Or at least due to pop over. The first one deployed. Second's going to come in. I feel like they needed to be a little more coordinated with that. If you're going for an eco with grenades, then they need to go together. As soon as you realise that they've taken top banana control, bounce them all together, you might be able to get a kill or two with it, or at least enough damage, but throwing them one by one certainly didn't work out for them. A lot of damage dealt there onto Calyx. Chawsey finally able to finish him off. We grab a Desert Eagle and a MAC-10, 16 points of health, and I mean, there's nothing really to save here. He's got money to buy into the next, so does the rest of his teammates. He's going to have an AWP, so it would literally just be saving that Desert Eagle. He hasn't got any Kevlar. And Issa finishes him off 3-0, Eternal Fire. A good start. As we see that Pinnacle banner pop up. Remember, win more with low margins, bet more with high margins over on Pinnacle. If you want to check out a great promotion they've got going on at the moment, then teb.gg/welcome is the place to go and sign up. And if you sign up using code FULL21, then you get an extra €10 when you deposit €10. So free money for your bets. Round number 4. And a big old stack towards this B-bomb site early, just to deploy all of that utility. Now, it hasn't done a lot of damage, but it's given Galaxy Racer banana control. And with that deep smoke going in, even though they're not actually contesting banana control, there's no way on earth that Eternal Fire are going to be even prodding it for at least the next 20 seconds. It means that Galaxy Racer can focus their attention elsewhere. So they default back into their standard setup. Good nade. Should land right onto Emor, and it does. Gets him down to 60. Nice little gap in the smoke as well. Allows Grux to see some feet if they pop through, but won't spot anything. Just pops off a couple of shots and falls back. For Eternal Fire, as the deep banana smoke essentially faded, they see that it seems clear. The issue is they've got to use util to actually clear these positions, and It's a bit of a messy flash, but yeah, you have to, once that deep smoke's come in, you then kind of have to clear tree, you have to clear that close right angle, even though it's unlikely that someone's there. It's just kind of standard protocol when you've not had banana control the whole round. Plus up close with the M4, dangerous duel to take, but he wins it. A couple of kills going elsewhere though, and they're going Eternal Fire's way. Chawsey misses a key shot, and the flashbang means that he has to tuck behind the box. He's overwhelmed by the rifle. Once they've taken a little bit of damage, they are a man up. They've got the sight, they've got the bomb down. Desert and Twist have to try and work their way back into this with only a flash and a smoke. Both players with kits, but Twist is absolutely miles away, and I don't think he wants anything to do with this. I think he's just going to save, go into the next round. Hold his head up high and hope that they can try and pull something together moving forward, because right now they've lost 4 in a row. They are going to have this max loss bonus, but being on the CT side, it's not going to give them enough to pull out a comfortable buy. Theoretically, Desert and Twist could both drop M4s, but in mind they're both M4A1S players as well. They could actually both drop M4s, buy a little bit of util themselves, and go for a buy in the next. I'm not sure if that'll be the case, though. I think we might just see a half buy, a full investment in the next. That'll allow Chawsey to pull out a sniper. I think here on Inferno, it's important for Chawsey to have an AWP, but it is actually going to be the former option. 2 M4s dropped. Pleasant demoted down to the MP9. Toxic. He wants to bomb it up Banana and try and take a duel with this AWP. Just pop over the top. Ooh. They don't work out too well. I'm not sure if... I don't think they're blinded by their own flash. I think there's just a well-coordinated one over the top, the twist swing. So, nice bit of damage dealt there from Galaxy Raider. This might actually be the first round they can put on the board. Grux whiffs a little bit there onto Xantares. Needed to connect that head and couldn't. Now his position given away. He really has to shift here, and he has. He's had to move away. Chawsey, big nade, does some damage onto Woxic. 3 of the 4 remaining players a little bit sponged up now, makes this a lot easier for the M4s. Once Grux finds that big headshot, things start to turn around for them as Xantares takes one back, but the flashbang's perfect. Grux doubles down. And he's left in the 1-on-4. Should be able to take out Grux. No, apparently not. Grux is just on a tear. Unstoppable. Finds 4 just like that. Pleasant picks up the AWP. Drops it over to Chawsey. We said it was a necessity before, but he seemed to do all right without it in that one. Moving forward, he's definitely going to be happy that it's back in his hands, though. Going into round number 6. Eternal Fire. Looking to try and take this one back. Of course, they've got plenty of money. They won 4 in a row. Doesn't. On the jump spot. Nice passive way of playing banana control. There's no way if anyone peeks they're going to be able to hit that shot, but it gives him the information, and as soon as he gets that information he can deploy some utility and fall away from it. In his case he doesn't have any utility, but normally that would be the plan. FİRE just playing a very, very passive angle, waiting for some kind of aggression that he kind of knows isn't going to come. Xantares in boiler. Chawsey on the angle, even blinded. Connects the shot, the timing's perfect, knows that there's at least 2 more to contend with, and as he pops off the shot, falls away. Grux is the perfect supporting man to take care of Calyx, who swings to try and take care of that AWP. And Issa, oh, this is just a standoff through the smoke, both players staring each other down. He's to surely clear his tree here. He does, and he hits the headshot. That is quick. The man advantage for Galaxy Racer now gone, and with it, the B bomb site. Emor over towards A. And even though the bomb's still in this position, and they could still commit to the A bomb site here, the panic rotations over towards B are what Eternal Fire are going to use to try and claw back this round. Man advantage back in Galaxy Racer's favour, but Grux is so low. Twist has just fallen. Only does a single tap onto Easter, who continues to hit the heads. But Galaxy Racer win the round out of time. That is unreal. I wasn't even keeping an eye on the clock, but the round did seem to go on for quite a while. Seems like Eternal Fire weren't keeping an eye on the clock either. Too focused on all the shots they were hitting. It's been a slow start for a couple of the key members here. Dezen, Pleasant, Twist. Only on 1 kill apiece. Woxic currently going 002. Now, bearing in mind they're going into round number 7. The fact that he's only died twice kind of indicates that it's been a lack of opportunity. It's not necessarily that he's been losing his aim duels. It's more that he just hasn't been getting into many gunfights. His teammates have kind of been doing the heavy lifting. AK-47 in hand for him, though. They didn't actually get any money. Obviously being timed out last round. They saved those 2 AKs, but they don't get that extra economy. The teammates are going to buy around them, but it's only a half investment. So there should be a third here for Galaxy Racer. They've kind of been drawn a little bit of a lifeline. It wasn't even like they were playing for the time in that round necessarily. Looking up to Twist's plan. Calyx, accompanied by his crew, about to burst out of the A apartments. Dezen unsuspecting on short. Grux on the angle should have his cross, but maybe not for 4 players. Pleasant taking contact in top mid, though, should give an indication that they're coming in from Palace. Dezen only good for 1, and, you know, this attack seems to be doing some damage, but Twist has flipped it on its head and even finishes off the job. Momentarily, that was a 3-on-3, but Twist popped all 3 of those noggins. And we go into round number 8. Galaxy Racer with a third. Remember, I mentioned it at the start, folks, but this is probably your last opportunity of the day to get a bet in for any of the matches we've got going on. So, teb.gg/welcome is the place to be. Code 421 if you want that extra promotion that you just saw on screen. Bet €10, get €10. And, ooh, Chawsey. Seems like he threads the needle there, and he's about to die to the flames as well. That is so unfortunate. Goes for the peak, sees 4 of them. And he manages to shoot between all. And then dies while retreating. None of his teammates able to smoke the molly. Maybe there was a smoke, just in the panic. They couldn't deploy it. Either way, the teammates seem to be doing a really, really good job. Grux with a double in that one. Calyx now left in a very, very tough spot, where Pleasant's on the flank. Bit of a messy spray, but he wins it regardless. 4-4, scoreline tied up. After a good start from Eternal Fire, it's gone back the other way. They're going to call a quick timeout. And the odds are dead even. 1.877 to 1.877. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I can't imagine what Eternal Fire are discussing right now. They've certainly been struggling in these last couple of rounds. They haven't had as much success on the A site as they had been formerly. Chawsey once again with the sniper. No one to contend with. Woxic on the other side of things, only with the AK. Chawsey hoping for a peek towards lower mid, but as the seconds pass, he's now worried that a swing's going to come through from second, so has to kind of take a step back from that one. Doesn't want to be caught out. And in doing so, he's given up the control for Emor to creep up. Falls right back to long, holding that tight angle. No one ever just peeks it. There's always a smoke, there's always a flash to add complications. I don't think there's any gap to work with there. I think Chauzy was hoping he could maybe block that smoke, leave a little gap for him to work with, but nothing of the sort. Eternal Fire off the back of that contact, or at least the back of the utility throw, and they're actually going to start to fall back towards B Banana. Now with the deep smoke in place, a similar affair to last time. They're not sure if they've got any banana control here for grabs. The molly goes down. Eternal Fire being really run down here once again. 30 seconds left to play with. Still a 5 versus 5. Still need to get onto this B bomb site and get this C4 planted. Smoke's going to come in a little late, and it's not going to stop them either. It's not a wall, it's just a little cloud. And Eternal Fire don't seem to be too phased by it, but with 15 seconds left, this C4 desperately needs to be planted. And all of the conserved incendiaries here from Galaxy Racer are now being deployed. The spams through the smoke come through. Eternal Fire have run out of time. Issa, the man who was on the lurk, the man who was hoping that once his teammates had taken the B site, he'd be able to be that insurance policy that plays the post plant, tries to do some damage on the rotates. Instead, completely out of the picture. Look at that, the economy broken once again, being timed out. 2 players left in a position where they get no bonus for the round. Their teammates don't have a lot of money behind them, so they kind of have to force it up. It's not good. Chauzy. Ooh, close to connecting that. Not quite finding Calyx though. In fact, that wasn't Calyx, that was Xantares. Calyx miles away. Pleasant in the meantime takes contact from Banana, spots out the man, and Galaxy Racer are playing with a lot of discipline right now. They know that they've got a huge advantage here, economically, and with the firepower that's at hand in this round. They just need to make sure they don't make any major mistakes. Losing B bomb site's definitely one note. That Desert Eagle not connecting onto Pleasant, and as Pleasant gets closer, so do his chances of winning this gunfight. Flash over the top, turns the first, the second's perfect, and Pleasant sprays away for 2. A round that was looking like they might actually let slip is back in their control. Emor with another headshot though. Chauzy only going 1 for 1 with that ult. Not where he wants to be with it, but with Desm finding another. Woxic spammed away. The man's currently sitting 005, really struggling to actually have an impact now in this game as we move into round number 11. He's yet to put a frag on the board. Everybody else sort of starting to catch up. Six to 4. AWP out once again here for Chauzy. Woxic an AWP of his own as well. Finally, we see this battle of the Titans commence. And banana control actually being fought a little bit earlier here for Eternal Fire. Previously, they'd wait for that deep smoke to dissipate and then kind of give up that early banana control. This time, they're pushing right through it. They want to try and take that control. Dezen needs to trade that one. Can't quite do so. And it looks like Eternal Fire might actually be able to take this B-bomb site with ease. Put their first round on the board in quite some time. Ooh, Pleasant. Twist. Big double kill. And you know, even though they're miles away from the action, this is a very, very doable retake. They both come in from Banana. They've both got kits, both a decent amount of health. 3 flashbangs and a smoke. Smoke off CT or coffins. The issue is that they've taken so much time since that last piece of contact was made by Pleasant that they have no idea where the remaining 2 are. If Woxic shows himself, that could be the indicator, but he shows himself and finds the kill. Follows up with a second. And what a round from Woxic. It's almost as if he heard, mate, a slow start, 005, and then picks up 3, just like that. Such an important round. The most important one so far this game for Eternal Fire, I feel. Both of these teams desperate to try and get through in a 3-0 record, and I feel like fatigue's got to come into play here for these two sides. Now that we're into the 3rd map of the series, it's been a long series as it is. Things getting close again. We're kind of going back and forth. Not necessarily trading rounds, but trading like kind of bulks of rounds. You start to call these timeouts. I mean, 3rd map's always a high pressure situation. It takes a lot more concentration, a lot more stress. And oh my goodness, the whole of Banana's on fire. All of those early mollies. Just a deterrent. It's not even doing any damage to anybody. It's just stay the hell away from here. Both teams want control of it. Desert on an interesting boost. Could have connected there, but only saw the shoulders and the head. And with an AWP flicking up like that, difficult shot to hit, and he doesn't hit it today. He's had his crosshair lined up with Twist momentarily there, but it was through the smoke, and he didn't pull the trigger. It's okay, it's going to be another B-take, though. That's somewhat the Achilles heel of Galaxy Racer right now, especially when they deploy all of their util early. That's been their biggest problem. They deploy all of their offensive utility early onto Banana, and then when the take comes through, there's no longer an aid, there's no longer an incendiary to try and keep the opponents back. A big kill from Dezen last time around, he was blasted instantly. This time, brings it into a 4-on-4 and stays up close here towards Coffins, so the retake's definitely more viable. Everyone coming in from CT, though. Deems the Banana Man redundant for now, but he's got a sight line on the bomb, so later in the round, he's going to be a very, very important piece to the puzzle. Still a round up, but if they lose it, it's going to go 6-6. Grux opens up proceedings with the first. Xantares with a trade, but Pleasant's there to bounce it right back. The smoke isolating Calyx in the corner on Moss. Woxic, the Banana Man, I said he'd be important later in the round. He's smoked off, needs to connect, and oh my goodness. Millimeters away and even hits Grux through the smoke. I mean, that's unreal from Woxic, but unfortunately it doesn't merit him the round. Whew. The first shot onto the diffuser was inches away. The second would have connected, but there was a bit of a body block in the way. Someone else took the fall. And then the third shot through the smoke was just unreal. Not sure if it was the footsteps or just a kind of lucky pop. I never like to call it luck at this level, though. These players have deeper levels of knowledge than your average Counter-Strike player would understand. That's always the best way to play that scenario, though. When you've got a fresh smoke towards Banana, someone's on the bomb, and you know that there's an AWP or anything, to be honest, towards that Banana area behind it, it's very easy to jam yourself in the corner, line up with where the bomb would be planted, and spam it. So on that CT side, if you've got enough men to do so, you just kind of body block them. You just act as a human meat shield. Securing the round is far more important than the weaponry that comes into the next. For Pleasant. Doesn't spot anything on the initial peak. He's set. On the jiggle, doesn't see anyone. Another really slow round. Looks like it's going to be an A execution here. Fair bit of util still to work with for the T side. But Pleasant holding long. Perfect angle for two. Gruck swings. Does a lot of damage but falls. And Issa arrives to the party. Maybe a tad late. But it's fashionably late. He finds the kill. 3v3. Lots of damage taken here for Eternal Fire. But they've still got a good shot at this one. Twist denies the plant with the nade onto Xantares. Dezen creeps up from behind towards Banana. That's absolutely crushing for Issa, who was actually watching the Banana push, but he just gets done by timing. Woxit can't flick down in time. They do get the bomb plant, gives them a little bit of extra cash, but Galaxy Racer have taken 8. They win the half. Now it's to what extent? You could see an 8-7, a 9-6, a 10-5. 3 different possibilities. Two rounds and a half left to be played. Chauzy with another AWP to battle Woxic again. And once again, Eternal Fire want to go for this early banana control. This time, Chauzy's on the angle from CT, though misses a key shot, but double dips. The repeat gets perfect. Eliminates Seymour. Doesn't take any damage either, so he can fall right away. Dezen, I don't want to see him peek here. And Twist kind of makes that mistake for him, so he says, right, I'm now the solo anchor on the site. I certainly can't justify swinging. And it means that Chauzy has to stick around. He would have rotated back round to A, but to be honest, it's a blessing in disguise because Eternal Fire have stuck around. All 4 of them still in banana, and it looks like we will see a B execution. Chauzy on the coffin angle could be huge. It's often pre-fired though, so he's actually just playing to a little bit to the right of it, making sure he doesn't get pre-fired off of it. Smoke goes down. That's going to eliminate his sight line. And now he's got to be careful from behind. Pops one in the back. Now has to spin. Can't connect the no-scope. Can't even pull the trigger in time. And Dezen's going to drop 2. That is such a huge take. There are the Eternal Fire roster over towards that B side of things. As soon as they knew that Chauzy rotated round to the coffins, that was it. They knew that they could just smoke mid-sight, wrap around him. I'm not sure if there was a little bit of miscommunication there, to be honest, when Dezen was spamming into CT. Chauzy should have been spinning around and being prepared for the flank a little bit quicker than he was. Maybe he just didn't think they'd be as quick as they were.
Terrorists win.
Well, 8-6. Still really as close as it gets. Galaxy Racer, the favourites though by a fair margin. Bearing in mind there's only a couple of rounds in it. That's quite surprising. This could turn around very, very quickly. I'm interested to see sides once again. Oh, Galaxy Racer really favour their T side here on Inferno, and that's across a lot of maps as well. It's 18 maps on record, so a lot of data to go up there. Actually 17 maps on record, but still a lot of data. For Eternal Fire, it's almost 50-50. It's been ever so slightly favouring their T side, and that's springing into action here. Unfortunately, it just seems a little too late. They do take their 7th though, and an 8-7 half's a lot better than a 10-5, so I think they'll be giving themselves a little pat on the back that they're able to recover it. Now they need to keep up this pressure though. Second half pistol would be huge for them. But as I say, Galaxy Racer, when it comes to their map pool, this is statistically their best map. And when it comes to their sides, this is statistically their best side. So, whilst I do think Eternal Fire on paper are the better team, they are playing against the best Galaxy Racer they could be right now. They have to beat them at their very best time, very best map, very best side. Dezen in the corner, about to take contact with Xantares, finds the first. 1-for-1 here would be fine. If he can take another, it's huge, and there you go. Finding 2 kills there, and confirming that there's another 2 towards Banana. Instantly gives them the round just like that. Unless they make a major mistake here, they should be able to take it over the top. So they're about to funnel into an A bomb site that's near enough empty. Woxic has to deny it all on his lonesome. The lone defender towards A, because the strat is bomb 4 down banana. And there you go. As he falls 1 for 1, Issa and Calix have to retake with no kit and no utility. And the Glocks are just going to hide. Get the crossfires in play. Pleasant in the apartments. The other two crossing between Graveyard and the back of the bomb site. Nothing to lose here. Of course, the Tunnel Fire are going to go for this. And it looks like they're going to walk straight into the blender. Grux takes the headshot onto Calix. Issa's just going to fall away and save that Kevlar. He's going to be hunted down, though. Maybe wants to try and do a little bit of damage. Can't do so. Twist, bullet in the head. Galaxy Racer take 9. A huge round for them to win. And the pistol round going their way, most importantly for them. They're actually going to take a quick timeout off the back of that as well, which is interesting. An early time to call a timeout, but they've got a few to play with, so why not? Nine to 7. Galaxy Racer, ooh, almost catching out the Scatterbox suit there. I like the run boost attempt, but it doesn't connect. For Twist. Creeping up Banana. Doesn't spot anything. Top Banana. Realizes they've got free reign of this area of the map. Do they want to regress further off of it? Do they fall away? Looks like it's going to be the former. Takes contact with CT. Smoke's going to go down. They know that he's not boosted up, so he has to fall back there. And Calix towards the back of the site. He's taken a lot of damage from the molly. They know he's there. Does some damage before he falls, but he will be traded. The pushes through CT have a bit of an element of surprise, but they're only good for 1 kill and a hell of a lot of damage. Damage doesn't mean a lot when it's just Woxic and Issa left alive. Back over towards the A site. They're not even going to go for the rotation. Even though they don't have a lot to save, it's going to be an eco for them in the next, so anything's better than nothing. Or at least in this instance. That's 10 for Galaxy Racer, the first team to hit double digits. And they might be able to take 11 here as well if they play their cards right. The odds shifting further in their favour as time goes on. Because they just keep winning rounds. So far here, looking like the better side on Inferno. Calix starting to slow down as well. He got off to a really good start, and we've really noticed his lack of presence in these last few rounds. He needs to step it up if Eternal Fire want to try and pull their way back into this. Because it's very, very obtainable. 3, more than likely 4 rounds though. Very easy to pull back. Not so much on the CT side sometimes with that economy, but still very doable. Emor up close, taken out by the Gallo. Grux has a big headshot. It's one of the Desert Eagles out of the equation. He's with the 5-7 and Kevlar up close, but Xantares is the first to take contact. And oh my goodness, Pleasant, even right through the smoke, takes out Woxic. That's the scout gone, that's Kevlar missing as well. And for Calix, he's just going to grab that scout and fall away. They're on a bye next round anyway, so it absolutely makes sense for Issa to save, because he's got Kevlar on helmet and a 5.7, so he can bring that into the next round. He doesn't have to invest Kevlar on a helmet for his M4. For Calix, there's no real need for him to save. He doesn't want to feed the MAC-10, and he has just there. Pleasant's taking him out. Issa gets himself one, but should be traded here. If he can get a second, this would actually be pretty huge, but he can't. Grux is there to take him out. They only lose a MAC-10 in the process. It's a very good round there from Galaxy Racer. And yeah, if Calix had saved the scout, then he'd just have a scout here in this round. And he wouldn't want to drop it over to Woxic. Woxic wouldn't want it. Woxic's got an AWP. So with M4s in hand, they've got a better investment. Galaxy Racer playing for a bit of a bonus now. If they pull off this bonus round, then they're going to be laughing. They're going to be in a really, really strong position. The likelihood is, though, is they'll lose it, and then they'll have to buy up into the next, and that's going to be the real test between these two sides. Here we go. Underway. Xantares spraying down. Even while blinded, catches out the two on the entry. Still no kills over towards the B-box site here from the C-side. Shorty finally takes one. The trade is there. Grux actually finds him. And the bomb should go down. So a decent round. But still not one that I see them winning. With this boost coming over the top. Are they going to be aware of it? Oh, Grux is. There you go. 2 on 2. Desert still on top of the boxes. It's anticipated, though, by Issa. And Grux, he's got the bomb on his back, but he doesn't feel comfortable planting it. Takes a duel with the first, though. Spots the second there, pre-fires it. And Grux wins a huge, huge clutch in a very, very integral round. Eternal Fire, they're going to be kicking themselves about that. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a timeout right here. And there you go. They're going to call a timeout. They're frustrated with how they've played that. They've absolutely thrown that round away. The bomb wasn't even attempted to go down. Galaxy Racer knew they needed to find another kill or two before they could even try to plant it. And the Eternal Fire just fed it to them after such a good start from Xantares. Everything went south, and then Grux just jiggling the angle. And then swinging wide. That's not even a fight he should be winning in that scenario, and he does. We've talked about how good Galaxy Racer are here on this map, but Eternal Fire have a great track record too. Before we get into that, Galaxy Racer have actually converted the first kill into around 8 out of 11 times, so 72%. Believe it or not, it's actually pretty standard. They've won 4 full buy versus 4 spy rounds as well, so yeah, fairly standard stuff there too. But at least they've been consistent with it. As I was saying though, Eternal Fire, since their formation as a roster, they've got a really, really good track record here on Inferno. Not quite as good as Galaxy Racer, but 72.7% win ratio on it. They won 4 in a row. Then they kind of had a week or two where they were a little bit shaky on it. They lost earlier Sinners and Infinite back to back, and then they've been on a tear once again, winning 4 in a row, one of which against Team Spirit only a couple of weeks ago. That's a huge win. Ooh. Nice opening pick from Grux. Of course, not a lot to contend with, though. As Grux finds another, it's just the pistols. Galaxy Racer, this should be 13. And I'm interested to see whether Eternal Fire pull this back and we end up seeing a close ending. Or whether Galaxy Racer just close this out and just win. They've got a nice bit of momentum behind them at the moment. They might just be able to finish what they started. Here for Eternal Fire, it's a save. There's not a lot to save, but Calix has got a smoke and a nade. The Desert Eagle that can be used as a secondary in the next round, possibly. Xantares with the untouched Kevlar can bring that into the next round too. I don't think they're going to buy a helmet around it because they're up against the AKs, but it's an extra $650 they don't need to invest. As we look at these odds, though, I mean, I actually don't agree with these. It makes sense that it favors Galaxy Racer in this scenario, okay? Like, it absolutely does. Galaxy Racer have got an economic advantage. They're 6 rounds up. But in Counter-Strike, we all know a big swing round like this, if Eternal Fire take it, they win the follow-up, they break the Galaxy Racer economy, we can very, very easily see this scoreline go 13-11. In 2 buy rounds. 2 buy rounds, we can see this scoreline go 13-11. Maybe 3, because Galaxy Racer have got a bit of extra cash. But that's very, very doable. Eternal Fire absolutely still in the picture here. Odds are, of course, stacked against them. Unfortunately, I think those odds are also riding on the fact that Galaxy Racer are seriously feeling good right now. They're hitting their shots. And Pleasant proves it with that first. I do find another go back the other way. It was Issa towards the apartments, but with Pleasant taking another through the smoke, even spamming away for more, Emor finally takes care of him. The 3-on-3. The issue is the bomb's been left behind. I'm not even sure how this has happened, but it's an accidental fake, and they're going to go back over towards the A side of things. Emor finding another through that smoke. Now they realise and start the rotation. Dezen should be able to catch out Woxic, and there you go. As he rotates through to Library, he gets his head taken off. The final 2 members are going to start to panic. Issa and Emor rotate round. But as I say, that was an accidental fake. There's no way. There's no way that was planned. That they meant to leave the bomb behind and then backtrack after the contact. Either way, it's worked out nicely, and it's a very important round for them to win. The nades actually missed. And is this going to be a save? Yeah, it is. Emor wants to save Woxic's AWP. And with it, with the max loss bonus, similar situation to what we saw earlier, they will actually be able to force up. And it was that force-up that turned the tides for Galaxy Racer earlier as well. Situation just like this. 2 players saved with the max loss bonus. They were able to drop. Issa and Emor should be able to get some M4s over to their teammates, Woxic and Xantares, and then Kalitz can buy for himself. Woxic, of course, receiving that AWP, so Emor can just buy himself an M4. I like the fact that the A1S has become a lot more viable since its slight buff. It's kind of back in the picture for a short while. Nobody really used it. Woxic opening things up with a bang, though. Great shot with that AWP. Trying to stay in the picture here. Trying to stay alive in this map and series. Of course, as I mentioned before, there's not a huge amount of pressure riding on this series. Both of these teams are 2-0. They kind of alleviated that pressure in their opening games here in the Swiss stage. So they're in a comfortable spot, but they've still got a couple more chances to make it into the playoffs. But both teams, of course, want to do it the easy way. Don't want this series to go to waste. That was an incredible shot from Chauzy through the smoke earlier, but Emor follows up to Dezen, and Calix finds one onto Chauzy to finally finish him off too. So 14-8, Eternal Fire stay alive. This time, Woxic going for the early pick, and it's not available. He's smoked off, and no one facing him. Not early, at least. Now the banana control somewhat taken, but Woxic no longer anywhere to be seen. Off of firing off that shot, he goes right back to the A side of things, playing towards Moto. And this is just a default for Galaxy Racer. They've left the bomb behind once again, just behind the T ramp. Outside of spawn, and they're just feeling around for information, see if they can find a pick. Once they do, they can go back, grab that bomb, burst off of it. Chauzy up close. That smoke's definitely been heard. Crux is there to swing and trade it though, so not all bad. Woxic with another. Maintains this man advantage for Eternal Fire. Twist needs to find something back towards B here. Either to find an open door, to sell a fake, or to draw the attention while his teammates wrap around to CT. And he actually takes a step back. Now that the call's been made that they've wrapped, he's not going to take any contact until Gruck's in position. They are aware that Long's been lost and that there could be a chance someone wraps around from CT. This is actually being read really well from Eternal Fire, but no one's watching CT, so Grux can go all the way around towards Coffins. Calyx aware of it, but is he going to get timing? Grux finds that first, even follows up with a second. Calyx that entire time had been watching Coffins, and at the wrong moment, the worst moment, the peak comes through, kills his teammate. He panics and swings, and he also falls. Grux, that is a massive 3k. And this round, this such important round, is all on his shoulders. Eternal Fire, they're going to let this slip. They're going to fall away and save. They recognise the importance of holding on to these two rifles. To be honest, it's not even that important. They could have had a crack at this. They've got enough money to buy into the next anyway. The only person that's lacking on cash is Calyx, but I really don't think they fancied their chances. The rotation would have been really long. They didn't call the hard rotate early enough. They had their suspicions it was going to be a B wrap, but they weren't absolutely set on it. And look at that, 30-1. Now I start to agree with these odds. 7 in a row, still doable. That'll only take us to OT though. Galaxy Racer have secured at least that. They've got 7 chances to try and close it out before that even becomes a prospect. Not a reality just yet. Nades continue to reign over, but Galaxy Racer, unlike Eternal Fire on their T side, Galaxy Racer actually deploy their nades and take the banana control with the nades. So it means they get a very, very fast control. Whereas Eternal Fire would throw a lot of mollies, a lot of nades, hold it from afar, and then aggress later on. Galaxy Racer just bursting through right now with Grux finding a kill over towards the apartments. Calyx does find one back on the B site. If he can take another here, it would be huge. And as he spots Chawsey, spams away, does catch him through the smoke, takes a lot of damage, brings things back into a 3-on-3. Still doable for either side though. Grux. Oh, I thought he had the timing perfect there. But Woxic's actually managed to take him down. Swing from Emor, lines them both up, and there you go. Eternal Fire make it 9. A close round, a messy round, a lot of damage dealt. Could have very easily gone Galaxy Racer's way, but it doesn't. Now their economy is very, very unbalanced. Grux and Chawsey had like 9-10k there. For Tezen and Pleasant, they had no money. So the drops have had to come through. That's evened out the money, but with no loss bonus, if they lose this round, and this is what I was talking about before, it's so easy to just lose control of a game, and a couple of buy rounds is all it really takes. If they lose this round, it goes 15-10. They'll have no money. They'll have to eco in the next. I'll make it go 15-11. It's still very doable and come back here for Eternal Fire. And if they don't go for the eco, and they say, yeah, we've got rounds to play with, and they get a little audacious and they make an economic mistake and they go for some kind of force, then it spirals out of control even quicker. EWP on either side once again. The Battle of the Titans between Woxic and Chawsey. And as the smoke fades, Woxic whiffs the shot. Dezen with a big kill onto Emor. The man advantage here for the Galaxy Racer side. We saw it in the last round, but it was traded back and forth quite nicely. This time, there's no instant trade. Xantares that gets it 20 seconds later. 50 seconds left to tick. Galaxy Racer need to make a move. They're yet to decide what site they want to end up on. They could press further forward onto 8. The Eternal Fire have gone for the safe mode. They don't want to take a gamble. They've defaulted into 2 on each. Now, this could be a mistake. If Issa His teammate, Woxic, fall without much contention here on the A site. Then it could be game over, but they've managed to find 2 on the entry. Issa even finding another headshot, and Chauzy now with the AWP. 20 seconds left. A 1v4 would be incredible, but it's definitely more important to bring their sniper into the next. The issue with it is if he carries a sniper into the next round, his teammates are going to have to force around him. Does hit the shot. That's crisp. The issue is the bomb's miles away, and he has no time. So he will be able to survive here. But as I say, with no money going behind him, his teammates are going to have to force. Now, to be honest, Galaxy Racer right now aren't going to be too bothered about forcing. They'll be like, okay, yeah. But when they force around this AWP, they'll then have to eco in the next if they lose it. And things start to get a little bit scary. If they don't force around the AWP, then when they inevitably lose the round because they've got 4 Glocks, Chauzy won't have any money in the next round. They are going for the discipline mode. I think this is probably the right choice. But it means that Chauzy either has to single-handedly win the round here, or Chauzy has to save again. Because otherwise, Chauzy's not going to have any money next round. Chauzy's going to have, I think, 2,900. He'll have to be down to a Mac 10, maybe a Scout. Not really what you want on your full investment. And it's only because he's decided to save this AWP, which, unless he single-handedly wins this one, is going to be relatively unimpactful. A big tag onto Xantares, but it's not the kill. Twist's going to pick up the sniper. Disadvantage. Xantares low on health though, and swapped out to the AWP. Woxic had done the trade with him because he was so low on health, and Twist doubling down with the sniper. 3 on 3. If Galaxy Racer pull it off in a fashion like this, I'll be seriously impressed. It'll be quite a stylish way to close a game. Secondary sniper picked up. The issue is the 2 weapons they've retrieved are both AWPs. Now it does somewhat benefit them. A glass cannon's much better than a glass AK, but Pleasant caught out by the man from behind. Crux with a fast response. Swaps out to the AK-47. He's actually got some Kevlar behind him, but Emor swings and finds a headshot regardless. 15 to 11. Enough money to go for a buy here for Galaxy Racer, but as I said before, Chauzy, I even overestimated it. I wasn't sure if they'd have 24 or 2,900 on the bonus. It was actually 24, so plus his $200. He's got $2,600. It's not really enough to buy anything. Maybe a Scout and Kevlar? Are they going to go for another half buy? Okay, they're going to go for another half buy. It's like super discipline mode. On that basis, they might as well have just bought up into the last, but I think they kind of fancy their chances rather than having a weak buy and then an eco. I think they fancy their chances at actually trying to have a couple of kind of half buy rounds. We've already seen how much damage the Tech-9s can do, and they seem to utilize them quite nicely, so it does actually kind of make sense. Xantares jiggling. Does deploy the incendiary. An Eternal Fire not taking any chances, even though they've lost the top banana control. They're not going to fight anything too crazy here. They're just going to take a step away from this one. There you go, Xantares doubling up, making it a triple. Really, really nice stuff. How does he get across here? Calyx somewhat steals it, and Xantares runs out of bullets. Can't find a fourth there, but Calyx takes 2. So the B defense holds up very, very nicely as they get an ace between them. Maybe for the final time this map, folks. Pinnacle, bet €10, get €10 when you sign up using code FULL21. Go to teb.gg/welcome to find out more. Remember, full Pinnacle terms and conditions apply. Please be over 18 and make sure you gamble responsibly. 2. 15 to 12. Nisa. Oh, it's a big kill. He doubles up onto Grux. That's huge. Such an important round here for Galaxy Racer, and it's absolutely crumbled within seconds. This could be 13 for Eternal Fire. That would mean Galaxy Racer have to eco and then buy up and play for the 15-14. We could be going to overtime here. I cannot believe it. I actually cannot believe it, this game. Nice headshot from Pleasant, though. Can't quite follow up with a second. It's unfortunate for him. (15-13). Eternal Fire still in the picture. Still staying afloat in this one. Unbelievable stuff. Xantares spraying away, does catch out Twist. It's kind of a weird half buy here for Galaxy Racer, but they've kept themselves with enough cash to buy up regardless. Spam start to come through. Galaxy Racer, they're taking so much damage here. Xantares up close. We saw him do masses of damage in the fight in the prior round. Splash goes over. Xantares should be able to just mow off the back of it, and he does. Calyx there. 3 kills for him. Xantares will swing and find the headshot. And it's 15-14. Eternal Fire. They're playing for overtime right now. They are not letting this one go. Not that easily. I think these odds are definitely wrong. There's no way. There's no way. If you want to check them out, ttb.gg/fool. If you're not already a Pinnacle user, you might have to sign up quickly, because this match is about to end. Probably, unless we go to overtime. We end up continuing to play out through overtimes. If you are a Pinnacle user, then it might be a time to get a bet in, because this could definitely go either way. A full investment from both sides. AWPs on either. Chawsey, oh, almost gets taken out by Woxic there. A dangerous peak. Doesn't quite pay off. Oh, he's thrown him in smoke. See, it's so cool. Had such a cool little dynamic in so many of these scenarios. Galaxy Racer running down this time, though. Not taking any major chances. We've seen them actually have a lot of success previously, where they've gone for like these crazy plays. Well, they do take these duels this time around, playing with a lot of discipline. It could work. It could go horribly wrong for them. They haven't had a lot of success with the B-site in the last couple of rounds, but that's because they haven't had the firepower. Now they've actually got the weaponry. Twist the man to entry with the MAC-10. The rotation started coming through, and then Emor was sent away because they went quiet. Now the molly start to rain in. Oh, Calyx has been instantly taken care of. The molly landed right at his feet. Grus changes, or trades, sorry, with Xantares. And with a man advantage, Galaxy Racer are going to get this bomb down. 15 seconds to spare, but it's tapped in. And not only does it extend the timer, but it puts it in their favour. Eternal Fire need 4 kills here and a defuse within the next 40 seconds to win this one. and take us to OT. It's been a hard-fought comeback. Are they able to pull it off? Emor with the flash over the top takes out Dezen 3-on-3. Time still ticking though, and they haven't got a lot of it to spare. Twist with the spray takes one more. Grux finds Emor. It all falls onto Woxic and AWP. 2 players to find.